NFL picks for what week is it? Week 10, week 11? Wow, week 10. The season's moving really quickly. Let's begin with the Thursday game, the Ravens and the Bengals. Um, it's worth noting that, well, let me just start with the Chiefs game. The Chiefs are going to win regardless of what happens against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Chiefs are going to win and will be a perfect 5-0 in the conference. Why will they be a perfect 5-0 in the conference? Gematria, the practice of coding letters and words into numbers. By that same logic is how I predicted the Chiefs to go 5-0 by beating the 49ers. It's Kansas City, that's Gematria of 50. Or I should say Chiefs by itself. So Chiefs is Gematria of 50, and the Chiefs are going to be 5-0 against the conference. The Broncos, on the other hand, if they were to pull off the upset, they'd be 6-4. It is Gematria of Denver Broncos. That's Gematria 64. So, but I think from this perspective, the Broncos have to lose, so it becomes more interesting for the other teams in the playoff race. So it's worth noting that the Bengals do play the Broncos later on in the year, and so they thus would have an opportunity to get a head-to-head tiebreaker advantage over Denver. So let me click on Cincinnati quickly. So they do have that opportunity. This could be a big game. So technically the game against the Ravens is not a must-win for Cincinnati because this is what the NFL has planned for. I do like the Steelers to defeat the Washington football team. I think they face off against Baltimore next. This could be a rookie moment for Jaden Daniels. For all we know, they only beat the Giants by 5 points. The Steelers have a soul-crushing defense. I do like the Steelers to be 4-1 away before they play Baltimore. So the Steelers are going to win the game of the week against the Washington football team. The Ravens I do like to be 7-3 for the year. With Lamar Jackson at quarterback is going to have another big game. How's the Raven defense going to do? I'm not quite sure about that, but the game is at Baltimore. I do like them to be 4-1 at home. Again, it's Baltimore, that's 41. It's Super Bowl, that's 41. I like the Ravens to beat the Lions in the Super Bowl. So the Ravens are going to pick up another big win. And this would mean that the Steelers are going to keep pace with the Ravens in the division. Los Angeles Chargers, do I really see them losing against the Titans? Now that would be an upset. No lie about that. It is Tennessee, that's Gematria 54. Or I think Tennessee Titans is Gematria 54. So does the NFL want this game? Do they want the Chargers to lose so another spot is up for grabs? Interesting, but and if I can't see Tennessee losing against the Chargers, but who knows? I'm just saying that there are numbers that exist for a potential upset, but am I seeing it? No, they barely beat the Patriots. So the Chargers, I think with the Chargers, when we click on the Chargers, I mean, Bengals and Ravens are tough games, and so are the Falcons and the Chiefs. So the Chargers, they could end up collapsing. For all we know, this is a game that they have to win against Tennessee. So the Chargers are going to win, but they'll definitely slip a little bit in future weeks. So the Broncos lose. The Colts are going to lose against the Jets. Or that's the following week. Colts play the Jets on Sunday Night Football, and you got to have good ratings. So if the Jets play at home against the Colts on Sunday Night Football against former Jet Joe Flacco, then this means the Jets are going to beat the Cardinals this week. The Cardinals, when we go to the standings, I do like Arizona to fall to 3-3 at home. Murray's Gematria 33. They're coming off the win over the Bears. The NFL would like the Jets to stay alive in the playoff picture, so the Cardinals are going to lose at home against the Jets. They'll be 5-5, and then this brings us to the next point: the NFC West. The Rams against the Dolphins. Could this be the win for Miami? Miami is Gematria 27 should they lose. But they played a pretty tough game against Baltimore. It's also Miami in reverse. That's Gematria 36. Technically, the Dolphins are technically still alive, too. I think the Miami Dolphins are going to get the win against the Rams. Rams are 4-4. They can fall to 4-5 like Gematria of Miami. So, I do like the Dolphins to beat the Rams. Because the Rams will respond and they'll beat the Patriots. They have the Saints. So the Rams are still going to linger around in the NFC West picture. It's, with Tampa and San Francisco, I mean, it is Bucks. That's Gematria 45. So you never know if the 49ers lose, even if Arizona loses. You just have to go San Francisco in that one. 5-4, Super Bowl at Vegas. We'll go back to that game. We'll go back to that game very quickly. When we break down the NFC wild card, it appears Minnesota's going to hold on. And Green Bay looks like is on the bye. So this would mean that the winner, the 49ers play against the Packers, so I think the 49ers got to win, and you have a potential wild card as insurance for San Francisco. So yeah, 49ers going to win. They'll be 5-4. Maybe Rams still win. Can I see the Bears beating New England? Yeah, I think they'll respond. I get it that it's Bears, that's Gematria 45, and New England is 45, but they're probably good enough to beat the Patriots. It is true that Chicago's Gematria 37. The Patriots do beat the Bears. Chicago's Gematria of 37. The Bears will probably get eliminated by their NFC North rivals, so I'll go Bears, stay alive for extra week. When will Tua win a game again? Yeah, again, I do like Miami to win. LA Rams is 34. Tua has 33 wins. The LA Rams is Gematria 34, so I can easily see the Rams losing. It could be the end of Stafford's career. So again, I do like the Dolphins to win over the Rams. This means that it's interesting for the Dolphins in that they face off against the Bears, the Raiders, the very next week. I think Lions will be 9-1. It is Detroit. That's Gematria 91. They'll start the year at 9-1. Detroit is Gematria 91. The Eagles are going to defeat the Cowboys. The Cowboys are just terrible. Philly keeps pace with the Commanders. They'll go for 8-2 the next week, the following week, because Philly is Gematria ready too. So I do like the Eagles. So this thing is going to be designed to keep as many teams alive in the playoff picture. The Bills against the Colts, they got to keep pace with the Chiefs. So no amount of numbers can save Indianapolis. Could the Colts be 4-7 at some point with the winner of Super Bowl 47, Joe Flacco? Giants and the Panthers, like, Carolina's got a new coach, so you'll probably be back, run the show again, run it back another year. Giants could be 3-7 if they beat Carolina. It's Carolina, that's Gematria 37. They play the Buccaneers the very next week. But yeah, this team is terrible. They are a disaster. I could easily see the end of a Giants losing streak at 6 against Dallas on Thanksgiving if Dak Prescott is hurt. But, Carolina does play the Chiefs next. The Carolina Panthers on a win streak against Kansas City Chiefs would actually be very more interesting. So I'll go Carolina against the Giants. It probably makes it more interesting, though, if Tampa Bay does beat the Chiefs. But I got San Francisco winning. They could jump back in the first. The Cardinals could be 5-5. So suddenly the Cardinals involved themselves in the wild card picture. The Cardinal Viking game could be a wild card game as insurance if they don't win the NFC West. So Ravens, Panthers, the Bears, the 49ers, the Chiefs, the Bills, the Steelers. I gotta go Jags over Minnesota. This is probably gonna be an upset. They barely struggled against an old guy at quarterback, Joe Flacco. He's good. I like Flacco, but yeah, he's old. Vikings is Gematria 37. The Jaguars could be 3-7 with a win over the Vikings. They are 2-2 at home, so Minnesota is going to lose because they're not all that. You still have Trevor Lawrence, and for the Vikings, you have the Titans next. So, and the Vikings got some pretty interesting games with various implications for wild card or whatever, depending on the Cardinals and the Falcons still win the division. So I'm gonna go the Jaguars to pull off an upset after they narrowly lost against Philly. They almost came back. The Falcons going to be the Saints. This team is playing for a first-round draft pick. So the Falcons need quarterback. So in summation, the 50-50s, Dolphins-Rams on Monday. See what happens on Sunday. See if the Rams have anything to play for on Monday. Now, if the Rams have anything to play for on Monday, then by committee, the Cardinals lose against the Jets. And plus, the Jets are coming off of a victory, staying alive in the AFC playoff picture because, again, the Broncos will lose, the Colts lost. It doesn't matter for Cincinnati losing because the Denver Broncos are losing the game against the Chiefs. And as I click on the Cincinnati Bengals with a win over the hapless Raiders at Pavia Association, They do have the Cowboys and the Titans and the Browns in December to be in good position to pull off a potential late comeback. So they lose against Baltimore. Baltimore may win the division, but as far as number 6 and number 7 goes, this could be the game for Cincinnati to win against the LA Chargers. So Bengals will probably beat the Chargers to make it interesting. And again, it is the end of the Dallas Cowboys season. Four and one is Gematria's Super Bowl. What about Jaden Daniels? Now you're talking Pittsburgh is in the equation. But these are the picks for this week 10.